Hello everybody, it's Vortak here, and welcome to episode 22 of our Rising World Let's Play. Now, in the last episode, we built this bakery, and I think I'm going to leave it as is. I mentioned how I'm not sure how I'm going to take care of these corners, and a couple people said they liked it, they thought it was a happy accident, and I like it too, actually. I think I'm definitely going to keep that. So, the bakery is done for the most part. I could definitely do more with the basement and stuff like that. We'll probably replace the furnace with a more practical oven in the future. But what I've been working on off camera here is leveling out this spot. Now, this spot is where I want to put a new house, and actually it's pretty funny because, let me pull up the comment here. Mr. Billy Bass suggested a while back what I kind of wanted to do in this episode. I have another build idea. It could be either an addition or a new build altogether. How about making a house with a wraparound porch? You could spruce it up as well with some chairs around the porch, maybe a grill, stuff like that. I think it would be a nice addition to the current buildings, and they're currently lacking this feature. So, yes, I totally agree, and I've been saying that if I make another building, or if I make another building, when I make another building, I kind of want it to be a bigger house that accommodates things like the new grills and stuff that have been added to the game, especially the smoker here. So that is kind of the plan. So we're going to be making a house. I don't think it's going to be 2 stories. I think we're going to do a 1-story house, maybe a little more modern looking. I'm not sure. I'm really bad at designing houses or anything for that matter, but I'm going to do my very best. And it's going to be kind of behind this first house we made here. So I think this will be good access to the town. It'll kind of start to expand us in this direction. Eventually, I'll probably make the pathway go like out there. So yeah, I've just kind of flattened out this land. And to those of you who've been saying the rake raises land, and I've been disagreeing with you in the comments, I kind of get how the rake raises land now. So left click does lower it. If you right click on like any spot, it just seems to pull up some dirt, and that doesn't do anything for me. So in this case, I'll chop away that grass. But if you right click it in a spot where the land is starting to become lifted up, then it starts to even it out. So that I did finally learn how to use, and I do thank you guys for the suggestion and keeping on me for that and hounding me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of lay out this house, and we'll just have to see how it turns out. I'm not too sure, but I think what I have to do first is collect a little more wood before we get started. So I went ahead and gathered some more wood, and now what we need to do is decide which blocks we're going to use for the house. So I want to do something a little bit different with this house. Normally I'll go for building like the layout of the walls, and then I'll make everything else around that. This time I think I'm going to make the porch first, because the whole purpose of this house is to build a wraparound porch, as Billy suggested and as I kind of want, because this house is primarily for entertaining. I want to make sure the porch is big enough to accommodate like some chairs and make sure people can like hang out on it instead of it just being like a tiny little, you know, 2x2 or, you know, whatever, a 2-wide porch. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make the wood for the porch first, and I'm going to build that, and then I'm going to build the house kind of within that. And I think this will be like a really good starting point to get an idea of how big this house is going to be, or how small it's going to end up. And yeah, I just kind of want to start there. So looking at some of the wood block textures we have, I keep going with this one. I really like it, but I think we'll change it this time. Those are wood blocks. What about wood planks? What about some modern looking wood planks? Now, I think we used these before. What about, they're all kind of rustic looking, the planks. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stick in this menu, which isn't a bad thing. Maybe we'll go with the lighter ones this time. They look pretty cool, and I don't really like the wood tile. It just doesn't make sense to me. It looks more like some kind of like stone, really. So let's craft up, I'd say, about a good stack of, a couple stacks of 64. Let's do a couple of those, and we'll see how far that gets us. Now, I want to make the porch pretty big. I don't really care if the house ends up being super tiny as a result. So we're going to start up at this layer, and I'm thinking the pathway is going to just come directly up to the porch area. We'll step back a little bit so we're not right up on that house, and I think we'll start it right here. So we'll come across like this, and I'm going to have to clear out some more land, it looks like, unfortunately, because this isn't very much space so far. So how wide to make it? I think maybe 4? 4 might be a good width. Let's see. So if we come like that, this is like the amount of space people will have to walk around and talk, and we're on a porch. I think we need to make it two more wide. Like this. Okay, that's a little bit better. We can fit some chairs here. I could put a railing around it. Oh, a railing. Maybe we should make it a little bit wider. That's going to be a pretty big porch. I don't know, and we're wrapping it around still. So, I mean, maybe the main entertaining part could be wider than the part that wraps around, which could go in either direction. Or we could make the whole house just be in the middle of like a big square wraparound porch. I'm not really sure. So, okay. Should we go one more wide with it is the question. I've already used like the first stack of 64. I think it'll start to look too ridiculous. Let's keep it the way it is. Let's get our other stack of 64. And we'll come in like that. I think building this porch first was a good idea. I'm okay with this. So the next thing I need to do is clear out some more grass, which I generally do off camera. But if you're new to the series and you don't know how it works, you just take this scythe thing and you just mow down the grass like this. It's a little bit tedious, and I hope that one of the updates includes like a lawnmower, since the game seems to kind of run through the ages. You start out with really basic tools, and then you start to get into more modern things. So I'm thinking in the future we'll be able to like push around a lawnmower or something, which would be awesome. I haven't seen like that kind of element in a game. So at least a first-person game like this, but maybe you guys have played something like that, and I just don't know about it. So while I mow down this grass, I'm going to use this opportunity, instead of cutting the video, to tell you guys about the new everythingnoob.com/vortecvids.com. Both of those will lead to the same place here in a sec, because we are building a whole new community website, and I'm very, very excited about this. I've been talking about it a lot. I made a whole vlog about it. And even by the time you're watching this video, the website could be up. So be sure to check it out. The link will be down below. And we're just making a whole bunch of changes, because I feel like there's always been a big disconnect between my YouTube channel these days and the podcast, which is like a whole nother thing, a whole nother gaming community known as Everything Noob. Oh, you know what? We're going to delete this thing soon. This was like the first thing I built in Rising World, this thing. I didn't know how to mow the grass down. Anyway, so yeah, it's coming along. We're making forums, which is going to be like the main thing for now for you guys. You can come on there and chat with other people in the community. That is going to be like the main place to talk about videos, talk about the podcast, talk about things going on. Share your videos. I want to make a section for sharing videos that community members have made and posted and stuff, because when I was getting started on YouTube, my biggest complaint was that there was I had no friends to share my content with, you know, other than like my personal friends on Facebook. I had no like online pals to share my videos with and go, hey, you know, check this out, and maybe hit the like button on it. And if you have anything, I'd love to see what, you know, if you're doing YouTube or if you're doing live streaming, whatever. Like, part of the reason I want to make forums is to make it so we can eventually get together and like share our content. And that's like one of the biggest benefits to you guys in joining this new website. So I really hope you guys check it out, because we're working our asses off on it, honestly, and it's going to be really cool. I'm so excited to finally have like a more 21st century community homepage. I've just been using like something called ProBoards for the forums and Blogger for the website, and both of those things, although they've done their job up until now, I'm just kind of tired of looking at them. They're old school. They're just not what I envisioned. So you can see I'm raising the land here with the right click. I'm just really excited overall. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to be talking about it a lot here, especially when it's officially launched. I want to do a soft launch of the website on Wednesday, tomorrow. A soft launch meaning I'm not going to go out and say, it's official, the new website's here, because we're still going to be changing a lot of the design elements, but we're going to take the website off of maintenance mode, and we're going to allow people to start joining it and creating profiles, chatting on the forums, and then once we get the design down a little bit more, we'll call it the official launch. So just be on the lookout for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so I've leveled out the land a little bit more. You guys have been here for that. And now we're going to go ahead and put more blocks down for the wraparound part here. And now, how wide do we want to make this portion? So I want to start it here. Let's make it 4 wide. We'll make it a little bit less than this one. And we'll come across like this, and that will be that. So right there. Alright, cool. So we need some more blocks. No big deal, and I'll fill this in, obviously. I just wanted to see how wide it would look. I've made some more blocks. I'm going to fill this in, so we'll come across like this, and like this, and yes. Pretty cool. Building with the click and drag eventually just gets kind of useless when you start with smaller areas, but this is really cool. Oh, oops. Alright, we'll come in like that. Awesome. So there we go. I think the wraparound porch will be about that size, which means the house is going to be kind of in the middle of that of this L shape. And we're also going to be building a pathway going right up to it. Now, the house design itself, I think maybe we can do something pretty cool and take the wall and like make it come in here. Now, what am I going to do for that? Let's get, even if the block is just temporary, let's get the layout of the walls first before we end this episode. I think that'll be pretty cool. What should we use for the walls? Asphalt? No, obviously not. I'm thinking maybe in wood, there might be, where was it? Maybe it's under stone. We had plaster. Oh, there it is. And for a more modern looking house, plaster usually works pretty well. And I like that. That's kind of cool. I also like this. We have a bunch of stone. Let's make a couple stacks of this. So, oh, okay. This one is not like wood. So let's make a stack. Maybe two. And I'm going to drag these around and kind of show you what I'm thinking for the layout of the walls themselves. I think this will end up looking pretty neat. So we're going to come over here. And I think what's going to happen is the house is going to meet like this. So I'm thinking the shape of the house. Just pretend these are all walls going up right now. So like this. And then we're going to come out like this. I'm not sure how much. Like maybe that much? That's not bad. And create a whole separate like room right here, like an entryway. And then we'll come back. I'm going to have to mow down some more grass, but you guys kind of get the idea. And the back of the house will be out to here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, in the next episode, we will take and bring up the walls. We'll try to, maybe we'll try to finish the house. I don't know. We'll just, we'll have to, we'll have to see how it goes. And this plaster might be temporary. I'm not sure. If you guys have suggestions for it and I don't end up pre-recording the episode to rebuild the house, feel free to leave them down below. Let's chop away some of this. I'm going to rake down... Where's my rake? Why does it keep ending up down there? I'm going to rake down some of this. Get out of here. Get out of here, you pesky hills. I'll take this and chop away some grass. Get out of here, grass. Pesky grass. I just need to go around clearing grass one day. There we go. And then we'll come over here and finish up. Cool. That's a pretty nice size house, and I can definitely see putting like a bed in there, storing stuff in it. And I think I'll replace a lot of like this with some floor, depending on where the doorways are. I'm thinking there's gonna be like maybe at least 2 entrances coming off the porch. One right here and one over here. Maybe even another one right here. I don't know. So this will be interesting. It'll be pretty cool to see how the house ends up panning out. But I'm definitely gonna go with the blocks for the walls this time. We seem to get away with doing a lot more creative design with them, even though it's a lot more economical to use the planks. I think blocks for the walls on this one are going to look pretty good. So, again, if you guys have suggestions, leave them below. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, leave a comment. We'll discuss more things, more Rising World related things. If you have questions about the new website, you can leave them in the comments as well. We'll talk about them there. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. So I have to send Sal on vacation here. He is getting ready to quit on us. I'm going to also send Charlotte on vacation. They're getting pretty tired. We need Gary to go on vacation. So this whole shop is down some employees now. And I'm just sitting here keeping up with low inventory alert.